What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Underground Stars Season 4. And today I'm here with...
The NAIT SIRK.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. I like that, the poster behind you. What is that?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Floyd.
Oh,
That's
okay,
like
that's
the
what it
Dark
was.
Side of
Yeah.
the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, big Floyd fan.
I like Floyd. I just never, sat down and fully listened to a lot of their stuff. I know, some of their
big,
popular songs, but...
Yeah, big discography, so you definitely gotta, dive deep. But, yeah, definitely one of my favorite bands.
All right, so before we start, how's everything? How's life? How's your Thanksgiving if you celebrated it?
Yeah, pretty good. Just had some family over. Brother came to town, so my grandpa and stuff, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's been pretty chill. Just working hard on music.
Yeah. Speaking of, how'd you get into making music and all that?
I've always been a music fan, definitely. Like we were talking about Floyd, definitely early on. Like my dad played a lot of classic rock and stuff, so a lot of 70s rock kind of got me into that first. But then kind of middle school, I discovered Kanye, got more into the production side of hip hop, so that kind of drew me in. And then and high school, I kind of dabbled writing songs with my friends and stuff. We'd kind of just mess around for fun, but nothing really too serious. And then I went away to school for 1 year, my freshman year, and it just wasn't really for me. I was actually making music while I was in school, and that kind of made me realize that's more of what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So
yeah, I left after my first year. Actually went to school for engineering to learn how to mix and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just completely went a different route towards music. But yeah, around that time, senior year high school, freshman year of college, I really got into it.
So do you mix most of your stuff and engineer most of your stuff? Or do you have
everything? Yeah, pretty. Yeah, everything I have is mixed, mastered by me.
And then the production side of it, do you do a lot of it as well, or?
I used to. I took a little break from producing once I started putting out music this year, and I kind of it turned into a pretty long break. Yeah, I just started focusing more on the mixing and just songwriting and stuff as I put out more music. And yeah, definitely need to get back into it, but haven't been producing too much lately.
And you said did you start putting out music this year?
Yeah, so as the NAIT SIRK, I've kind of been putting out music for 3 years on SoundCloud now. But my first official stuff was this year.
Okay,
so February.
on SoundCloud, or not on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff was this year.
Yeah, okay. I kind of had a reset this year, removed all my stuff from SoundCloud and started fresh. But yeah.
And do you see did you notice a big kind of jump of audience wise from that?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I think part of it was I just realized I think I was ready. I felt my music was in a place where I could put it out to a bigger audience, I guess. And definitely that first song I put out, my first single, Calcination, did really well. And yeah, that song kind of just opened a lot of doors for me. Yeah, just networking and stuff. But
that's cool. I know a lot of people who've done kind of the same thing. They had stuff on SoundCloud, but then they kind of were okay, I'm ready to take it to the next level, and removed everything and did proper releases on all DSPs and everything.
Yeah, I feel that's what SoundCloud's great for. It's building an audience, and at that time I was building my Instagram up, and I got a decent amount of SoundCloud followers. So yeah, that was the early era. But,
and so during that whole early era to your transition, did you kind of find it hard to market that new music or anything, or was it just kind of you had that base already, so you didn't really worry about marketing that much?
Yeah, especially towards the end, I was kind of going in that direction musically, and I started networking more with people in that more producers and more rappers doing the type of music kind of I was doing. So yeah, I don't know, it kind of just felt it was a natural transition. That was the sound I knew I wanted to go with when it was time to officially put out stuff.
Yeah, that's always nice though, having that, just making it feel at least more natural than it would be.
Yeah, definitely, because a lot of the early stuff was just trial and error, and it was definitely all over the place. Like, I don't know, I probably rapped on every type beat you could find, but like, yeah, eventually you just figure it out. So.
Yeah. Which kind of bridging into the whole marketing thing. You're part of Feedback Loopers, right?
Yeah.
Kind of what I know, because I know the name. I'm not gonna say the name because I feel like I'll screw up the name. But he does the Let's Rap on Mondays.
Yeah, RY.
Okay, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Because I know he's part of it. I know I want to say Seven's part of it, if I'm fully correct. Yeah.
Part of it.
And then I know like two more. I'm blanking on their names. But how did that kind of come together for you?
Yeah, so I'm like one of the early, like the newest members of Feedback Loopers. It was a collective that started by, I don't know if you know, like Tendo, and like some like Xerxes, and like guys like RY were like some of like the early guys to start it. But yeah, kind of just like grew as a collective, and once I kind of put out that like first official single this year, that kind of got me into like the whole Twitter like community, because like Xerxes reached out to me, that kind of like brought me into it. So I like became friends with them this year, and we were in like group chats together. We'd like share music, and I collabed with a few of them, and then like just after like a few months of like developing relationships with them, a few of us, like I don't know if you know, like Drew Sweat was added in. Yeah, they just like added a few of us, but yeah, it's definitely like a nice tight group of people.
Yeah, I've like because I've noticed everyone as recently has either been dropping a lot of like dropping new songs, or there's just been a lot of work being put out by people within the group.
Yeah, and it's
I tweeted it out the other day that like I noticed that. But is there anything that you can like say that y'all like working on like together, or is it mainly right now every individual is working like on their own thing?
Definitely, it's weird because it didn't really happen on purpose. Like everyone's been dropping all year, but it seems like towards the end of the year, everyone's just like going off now, like dropping, which is pretty cool, and a lot of collabs within the group too. But it's probably like looking towards the future, a lot more just collabs between the group. We definitely do want to do like a tape that's been like in the talks for a while, and we're like hoping we can like finally like meet up as a group and have some like studio sessions and stuff. So like 2022 hopefully, but yeah, it seems like the collabs are definitely like happening a lot now, which is pretty cool. I got a few with some people coming out. So
hell yeah, those kind of meetups are super cool, because we did one. I know it was early this year, April, Mayish, and it was a lot of people from like that whole Twitter community.
Yeah.
Like it was me, there was Drake Beats, I don't know if you know about him.
I think so, yeah.
A lot of just artists, producers who are like heavy into that whole Twitter community. We had like an Airbnb for about a week over here in Dallas.
Oh, right.
And it was just great vibes all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome when everyone it's like the energy's unmatched.
Oh yeah.
Especially like with like COVID and everything. I feel like there just hasn't been like that collaborative like energy in a while. Definitely need that.
Yeah. So, your latest EP, it's an EP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always cautious because I know like on Spotify, Apple Music, they all have like different, categories. Like they have like that album, but then you could have like an album, but it labels it as an EP, or the other way around.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but yeah, it's an EP.
How was that, like the whole creative process, marketing and everything towards that?
So that was kind of coming off of my first EP somehow, some way, and that was more like a little chiller, lighter production, I guess. So, a lot of it had to do with the music I was listening to at the time too. I just getting into like some harder stuff, and I kind of realized like I didn't have any music to perform either that would go like pretty hard. So I definitely just wanted to experiment on some like harder production, but still kind of have it be me with like the sample heavy production still. So I tried to kind of bring what I did with the first EP to the second one, just with like heavier production, more like moshing type songs, but yeah.
That was because that was one of the things whenever you submitted your like interest for season 4, like for every like person who submits it, I always ask like what music do you have out so I can go check it out, and definitely that was one of the things I'm like, all right, I have to make sure I get him on season 4.
Nice.
But is that kind of like something you look, I guess, into whenever you're making music? Is like the whole, I need to have like certain songs for performances, or is that kind of like if it's cool to perform, I'll perform it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I thought about it more so with the second EP because I had like a good amount of work out at that point. So I was like kind of looking back on my discography and like, I mean, there wasn't much to it, but I definitely like, I didn't have much like harder stuff, and I've always enjoyed like rapping over harder beats. And yeah, I mean, I haven't even like performed yet. Like, it's something I still need to do, but like, I just realized like I'm getting close to that point, and like, I just wanted some stuff that could go hard and like go hard in the car too. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like also like the seasons and kind of like the weather effects, like when I drop my music too. So like, I felt like the first EP somehow was more of like a summer, like warm weather vibe, and like this dropping like the week before Halloween was a very like, I don't know, it has like a darker vibe to it too. So yeah,
I definitely feel like that's something super underrated that not really, or at least not like kind of like up and coming artists really think about, is the seasons. Cause like what was it? I think it was 2 years ago. Bryson Tiller dropped like his second album or his third album, and he dropped it like October-ish, November-ish, and it was a total like a Trap Soul sequel pretty much.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel like a October November album. It felt like a deep winter December album.
Yeah.
So like I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but it's just not the vibe that like I want right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like I feel like a lot of people just kind of drop music randomly, and then it's like you could be in the summer and then someone drops like a song that would feel like it's a like Halloween type song or something like that.
Exactly, right.
And it's like it's not that big of a deal realistically whenever you're coming up. But if you can associate a certain vibe with a certain season, those like your audience and your listeners will be like, "Oh, it's fall. This song dropped in the fall. I'm going to go re-listen to it because it gave me that kind of fall vibe."
Yeah, it definitely like helps, especially like when it drops. Like, and it's funny because I actually like looking back like on like what playlists I was on and stuff for like Smoke, I saw like a few like Halloween spooky seasons that playlist. I was like, word. Fits in, I guess.
Which I mean also works with your marketing too, I guess, just because you like certain people have like a Halloween playlist, winter playlist, and if you can get onto there, it might not be consistent plays, but it's gonna be monthly plays.
Exactly.
Like you can this song is gonna do well during this time because it's associated with that season. People have it on like that seasonal playlist, and then they'll like run up passive like plays.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something I feel like a lot more, not only artists but like just producers got to like figure out, because if the artists are making music based off the seasons, the producers can make beats that feel like that season, so then it can coincide with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like it's just really interesting how like the smallest things, or I guess the seasons aren't really small, but it's how like any kind of there's a lot of variables that affect listeners, creators, and everything like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's crazy. It's crazy how there's so much that can go into a single song that not a lot of people kind of like look into that much.
You're right. That's the thing with like the summer songs. Like they're just marketed as like the summer hits. Like they do so well because the marketing. Like,
it's
like just made like for the summer though.
Yeah, it's the same song with the different artists, but it hits every time.
Hey, right.
What shirt are you wearing right now? I like it. It's really cool.
Thanks. This is the Jesus King merch, actually.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Kanye.
Did you get it like in person or was it online?
Yeah, I got it online like when the album dropped.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that album?
It's funny. I actually bought it like before the album dropped. I think that was one of the ones that was delayed like a few
Yeah.
days. Probably it was kind of.
I have the vinyl on this side. I don't know if you can see it. I think
Word.
right there.
I have almost like every Ye vinyl, but I don't have Jesus is King. I think that's like the only one I don't have actually.
I have.
But
Let's see. I have the Kitsy Ghost, Late Registration, Yay, Jesus is King. 808s is up here, and then I have.
I don't have 808s.
That's great. I have My Beautiful
Yeah.
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like I still need the other ones, but I know some of them didn't like officially release on
Impress.
vinyl.
Yeah.
So like I'll grab the bootleg or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I have all the official released ones except for, I think College Dropout had one. I'm not sure. I think so,
Yeah. That was my first one.
Yeah. It's crazy expensive right now, so I'm trying to save up for it.
Really, damn.
Yeah. It's because I think most of them have like the one that like opens 3 ways and has like 3 vinyls and everything, not like just a single one.
Yeah.
So it's like
My Beautiful Dark Twisted.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be way more just because it's a lot more, in it. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely, I definitely need that one, and then after that, I'll figure out the bootleg ones.
Yeah, for real. I see them sometimes around. I saw a Pablo one like at a store a year ago. But I mean, I should have copped it.
Yeah, never know when you'll see it again.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of that, do you have like any plans on like vinyls, CDs, stuff like that? Because I know you have merch. You have like shirts and jackets.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I'm a huge vinyl person for sure. I've also been looking at like tapes too, maybe doing some cassettes. But I think once I have like an official full length project, I'll definitely look into some vinyls. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a huge vinyl head, so I gotta do it at some point.
My whole plan is to fill this whole wall and that one up with just vinyls going down.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, like I got all these, and then I have I think 4 or 5 in my room, like hanging on the wall. But like those are all like signed, so I don't want them to keep them here. I want them in my own personal space.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like those shirts that you got, they're pretty cool. I like the it's like simple design. But like it's not like, I know a lot of artist merch is really specific to them, which is cool and all, but like I don't want to walk around with like a guy's face on my shirt.
Yeah, right.
Like like it's cool, but like yours are just smoke or like smoke here, which raises a question like, hey, what is that? But it's not like your face here or like just like it's not too obvious. It's just it's nice and clean.
Yeah, definitely like try to make it more of like a clothing line than like a merch.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of have it feel like its own thing.
Mm-hmm. And is that something you've been kind of looking into? Is like, or would be interested in like making your own clothing line separate from like your whole music thing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I'm like just as into like the fashion stuff as I am into music for sure. So yeah, I definitely would like it to be like a separate thing and maybe like sold in stores and stuff. That would be
that'd be tight. But
I'm trying to do like a spring summer drop and then a fall winter drop. So a couple like lines a year, but yeah.
Just gotta wait till the right moment. Gotta build up your fan base and then just unload all the merch on them.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I feel like it's more, like it just helps like overall with like the brand and stuff. But yeah, eventually I would like to like push it more and put more focus into it. But
yeah, I feel like a lot of people who like, or at least like the idea, what I think like the best idea is having your merch not be like a separate part of your brand, but like a separate branch because it helps kind of make your brand itself like a little world where you can like listen to the music. Oh, you can get the merch. Oh, you can watch the shows, stuff like that. It builds the experience more for people coming in and people who've been in there for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like early on, because I actually started the clothes like around when I started putting out music on SoundCloud, so like a few years ago. And early on, I feel like it was heavily inspired by like golf and like easy almost, but not like the designs, but just like that, like having its own separate thing, but it's also like associated with me in a way, kind of.
Yeah. Definitely, I feel that. I think both of them are doing a great job with, like, oh, this brand is associated with them, but you're not like, this brand is like their merch, because they have like their also other merch for their projects for this and this on top of that, which is just great overall.
And it has like a specific look too, like, well, I mean, like golf is a logo, but like even still, like with like no logos, you can kind of like be like, yeah, that's definitely.
It's kind of like that. It's like kind of like that school vibe. That's like how whenever I see it, I'm like, it reminds me of like school in like a good
very,
way, like preppy school, like stuff like that.
Pastel.
Yeah, exactly. But that's cool. I've always been interested in like clothing, merch, and all that. So it's always been cool. We had Colin, Pretty Boy Cole, season 1, I want to say, and he's got his brand Hogleg and Entertainment, and they're killing it. They just released Black Friday merch, but I remember I was like last year when he was on, or 2 years ago, something like that, and just the level of not only design but quality from 2 years ago versus now, from what I've seen from them, is just crazy.
Yeah, that's
like
awesome.
Their whole aesthetic is there, and it's just crazy because it's like it's an up and coming brand, but it feels like a totally solidified brand that's been here for a while, just based off the quality, the aesthetic, and everything.
Yeah.
So that's always been cool.
Yeah, I'd love to exactly, like the whole like aesthetic thing. Just have like just look at a piece and know it's like SIRK Clothing Co. That would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have what are your like future plans, music wise, clothing wise, that you got right now?
So music, I got 2 singles left this year. About to announce the date for the first one. Pretty soon though, but I mean they're both dropping in December though, so they'll be out very soon. But yeah, both collabs with Feedback Looper guys too, so that'll be dope. Definitely like some of my best work of the year, so I'm hyped for that. And then just started kind of working on a couple projects for next year. I don't know, I don't want to say too much yet, but they're like pretty different. Definitely like one of them more heavily inspired by like the Smoke vibe, I think. Like a little darker, a little I don't know, just a little darker. It has a little more like trap influence, but it's a little different for sure. And then the other project I'm working on, I don't know, I think people who fucked with somehow, some way will like kind of like this one. It'll be more lyrical, but definitely a little bigger in production. Hopefully some pretty cool features. So yeah, that's like kind of my 2 main focuses for next year. Just those 2 projects. They're gonna be, I don't want to call them albums, I guess, but like
they're gonna be more concise and everything than right now.
Yeah, and a little more, I guess, like mixtapes, more full length projects. But
that's hype.
So a lot of music next year for sure.
Sir, that's what we like. Always got to be consistently dropping.
For sure, especially like after this year. I don't know, just like I want to keep building off of everything. But
and how many singles have you dropped overall?
It'll be how many are in this? 10. I think I've dropped 7 singles total. It'll be 9 at the end of the year.
And have you seen more success on those singles by themselves, or like the project's full length? Like numbers wise, at least.
Probably the projects, honestly. I mean, the early singles that came out were all like building up to the first project. So those were just like, I saw a nice like exponential growth, which is good. But then like going into the project, that somehow, some way, definitely like did the best out of all like the singles and everything. And I dropped like a single in between that and the Smoke, but that was kind of like a little low key. I didn't promote it that much, but it did like pretty well. But definitely Smoke did like very well too. So I think the projects. I'm not too sure why. I guess just you put more marketing into it and stuff, but more people are like looking to tap in. But definitely like the EPs too. I've like learned this year. Like you always see like people saying like if you're an independent artist, like don't drop an album yet, like just do EPs, singles, and like it's like kind of true, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the EPs are good, just like for like marketing wise and everything. Like,
yeah, I've definitely feel because I've heard that a lot, but I don't know. I feel like if you are a person who's who rather put like a full blown body of work like an album, definitely do it. Just because if you put in your time and everything and put it together, people are gonna like it either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're trying to get a little EP together, just kind of hold it over for a bit, go ahead. But I feel like people shouldn't be scared to put out an album, because realistically, until you make it, you can change what it's called anyway. So like, you can drop an album, but then be like 2 years later, oh that was just that was a project, that was a mixtape, something like that.
Right.
So, like but at the same time, at the point where people are right now, it's not too serious.
Yeah.
So
that's what I kind of like realized this year too. Like being an independent artist, like you can experiment like all you want. Like it's not the end of the world if you have a single that flops. Like it literally doesn't matter. Like, and like who knows, someone in like 6 months may discover that song and fuck with it. So like, but yeah, definitely that was like a big part of Smoke too. I was like kind of feeling like, all right, I feel like I could experiment a little. It's okay if people don't like it, but
that's what I feel like. A lot of like just up and coming artists are. How do I put this? They feel like they should be working as a mainstream artist. Which, no doubt, think of yourself as a mainstream artist all you want. I'm all about, confidence and all that. But you're not a Drake. You can't drop a song unannounced and have it do good.
Right.
You're like, you can do it if you have like a more solid enough fan base. Definitely, you can run up a few thousand plays. But when you're up and coming, don't worry about being a mainstream artist, because if you're too focused, I shouldn't drop an album until I have a few thousand. I shouldn't do this at this time. You're limiting yourself, and you're not allowing yourself to breathe and experiment and do this because you're too focused on what an artist is doing who's already been through what they've been through. You know what I mean? So it's like I've seen that so many times on like my Twitter timeline, on Instagram, and I want to say something, I really do, but at the same time, I'm afraid it's gonna come off as like a hate or something like that.
Right.
So,
I know it's here.
I'm gonna say it here because this is more construction and whatever constructional criticism. Constructive criticism. There it is. So. But no, I see that a lot, and it's just it annoys me because I know they have so much more potential that they're not putting to use just because they're following all these major mainstream artist guidelines when it doesn't apply to them because they're not at the level they are.
And it's like not just the music too; it's like experiment with like the marketing too. Like it's like there's like posting links and stuff like. Do visuals, like lyric video, like there's so much different content you could do now. Like you just try everything. Like something's gonna work.
Exactly. Like this, Tommy Mayhem, he's with Underground Stars, and whenever he drops a song or even a project, I'm like, bro, send me the cover art like a week in advance. Let me make the visuals, because every drop we've had so far, there's been either an animated video of the cover for pre-release, a trailer for the EP for pre-release, and even when it drops, we have every song has a canvas for like Spotify that we use for like you post it on your story, be like, oh, new song out, whatever, and the link, just so it's not like a picture of the Spotify page or the Apple Music page and says new song out. It's a whole 15-second video animated to keep the viewer's eye on it, and then with the song in the background and then the link. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
It's those smaller things that you might not think of are a big deal, but I would much rather watch a quick 10-second cool little video with the song in it than see a link and be like, oh, new song out.
Right.
And like not only they might not press it, but they're more aware of it, and they might like it, they might retweet it, and having that like song in the background, people will hear part of it, and as long as you choose like a good part, they're gonna go listen to it.
Yeah, and it's just like, right. Even if they don't click it, you just like they keep seeing you post stuff like that. You're coming off very professional, presentable.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
It's
they're gonna think you're like doing big moves. Yeah.
Oh shit, he's got a video for this. He's doing big things.
Exactly.
And then you check the Spotify page. It's like two listens, 10 listens.
Right. But
fake it till you make it. That's what you got to do. But no, yeah, that's is that something you've been kind of experimenting with or plan to? Is like all the visual aspects of it?
Yeah, definitely. I do like most of my own visuals, and like nothing too crazy I haven't like done yet, but definitely like recently I've been thinking about music videos too, especially with these two projects for next year. I think I'd definitely like to put some work into like a couple videos for those, but yeah, I always just like experiment with like different types of visuals and stuff. I've done like a few like lyric videos too. I think I definitely need to do a little more of that, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's like try everything, like see what hits. Like
yeah, hey, you're the perfect stage to figure out what's working, what's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I know what's it called? I know a lot of like the lyric videos do pretty well, just depending on the video you have linked to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because not only can you like hear it, but you can like read what they say and everything. So it's more engaging than a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I need to get on that. I've been doing TikTok. Like I just stayed on TikTok so much, but I've been going pretty hard on TikTok now for like a month or two. So that's seen some growth, which is good.
Do you think a lot of other people should hop on that right now?
Honestly, yeah. It's like I mean, it is what it is. It can be like awkward to like get in front of the camera. Definitely. Like I'm not like a total camera person, but I'm like content maker. But like if you just keep like putting your songs over like videos, like you don't have to do anything too crazy.
Yeah.
And like as long as you're consistent, that algorithm is like by far the most helpful for creators. I feel like it like really pushes your stuff to like the right people too. So. Yeah. I would definitely recommend it.
Do you do is your page like built around like musical stuff, or is it just like videos that you have like your music going over?
Yeah, mine I focus more towards my music.
Okay,
I do like some try to do some like behind the scenes videos or like previews definitely. But a lot of the times like it's just the videos of like you sitting there playing your song, the text on the screen saying this is my song, go check it out. Like those are the videos that like seem to do well for some reason, just like the short simple ones. So there's a lot of stuff like that, like just stay consistent with it. But
I know a lot of artists are like, I want to do TikTok, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to come off as like one of those cringy up and coming artists that are just trying to push their music out. When in reality, those are the people who are getting, thousands of plays because they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I had to find like it feels weird like telling people, I mean in any social media, but like TikTok especially because it's like a video and stuff. It just feels like you're like telling people like listen to my music, but like as long as you keep it like casual and stuff, I'm just like, this is my song. If you fuck with it, check it out.
Yeah.
Look, and like that seemed to work. So.
I know IJR. He's an artist. Shout out IJR. He does TikTok, and his whole platform is based around vocal stuff. So like he shows how to sound like Travis Scott, how to sound like Baby Keem, and he just hit like 10,000, and he's getting like tens of thousands of views on his stuff. But then like he can also take that 10,000 people who watch him and funnel it into his new song.
Exactly.
And it's not like, oh, all he talks about is music. I don't want to listen to this because that's all he talks about. It's like, oh, he's giving us all these, tips and tricks. The least I can do is pre-save his new song. Check out his new song.
Yeah, exactly. Like the producers and engineers on TikTok do crazy, just like little tips. Like even if it's like a 10-second video,
Yeah.
like I follow so many of them, like definitely. But I've been doing also like I posted a video and had people like comment like links to their songs that said like if you're under like 1,000 monthly listeners, I'll like review your song and do like a video. So I've been doing that where I like listen to people's music.
Yeah.
And that's definitely like gotten some exposure, which is good. Plus, it's just cool to like discover new music, definitely. But yeah, definitely like that has been like my little side kind of thing. But yeah, any type of like musical related content,
Yeah.
good.
All right, so the way we end these off, I don't know if you made it to the end of any one, but I got 3 questions for you. All right?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. The first one is if you could make a collab project with any artist, who would it be?
That's I would probably say Mike Dean.
Really? A whole synth
Yeah.
thing?
Just the production side of it would be crazy. I mean, yeah, just anything he touches, I'm like, he's insane. I mean, like, just like his synths and stuff. And it's like weird because that's not like really my type of music, definitely. But like, yeah, just like the way like he plays the synths, like, and like his mixing is incredible. But yeah, I mean, he can pick up any instrument, like the guitar. Yeah, that would be sick. Definitely Mike Dean.
All right. Second one is what kind of area or region of music do you think you draw the most inspiration from, or you just enjoy the most?
I probably would say both. Like New York hip hop. I mean, I'm from New York, but definitely, and not necessarily like the guys you associate with like New York hip hop, like Biggie stuff. But more like Doom, ASAP Rock, like kind of like the underground guys, and like ASAP Rocky definitely and stuff. I think early on, probably like inspiration wise, and I mean also who I listen to definitely, probably the most like East Coast hip hop, but yeah, definitely like a lot of guys like coming out of the underground scene, like Mike and like Navy Blue and stuff like that. Definitely.
All right, you took that way easier than most people. Most people like they take a whole like minute and a half to stop and think. Pseudo took like a good 2-3 minutes to answer each one. But last thing is, what advice do you have for any other up and coming artists, creatives, anything in general?
Just like don't be afraid to put yourself out there. It's like definitely the scariest thing in the world, but once you do it, like I don't know, if something changes, like just keep doing it, keep experimenting, and like stay consistent too. That's like definitely one thing I've learned this year, especially. Just stay consistent, especially like in today's day and age with like the content. Like, just keep putting out content, keep building, keep connecting with people. That's like the biggest thing now, definitely.
It's so easy to lose people's attention.
Right.
You'll post a song, they're like, oh, that's sick, and then if you don't talk about it the next day, they're like, I forgot about it.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta have like prepared, have the content ready to go.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
All right, man. Well, that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, man.
Of course, it's always fun. It's always nice finding, especially with this. It's always great finding just new artists, new producers.
Yeah, fact.
Maybe I've heard of, just not really looked into too much. But it's always great. I don't have it with me right now, but I will be sending you over a season 3 sticker.
Oh, sick.
It looks just like the Underground Stars podcast Twitter profile, but in sticker form. I got to get those. I've been slacking on that just because I've been on break like twice in a row, so I didn't want to order it and then it go to where I was after I'm not there anymore. So it's been a struggle, but I'm gonna be sending you over a season 3 sticker, and make sure y'all check him out on all platforms.
Yeah, all platforms.
Twitter, Instagram. YouTube? You on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube and NAIT.
All right, I'm gonna have everything linked below. And yeah, thank y'all for watching and listening, and we will catch y'all next week. Peace.